stream, and in this stream we are going to be working on extracting the blog button into its own component. Let me start by explaining what the task is. So let's go to the website. I'm going to go to the production website and I'm going to start the server right there. So while that starts, let's go back to Google Chrome. Okay, so if you go to the blog and if we go to, let's just go to one of the blogs. Okay, so this is the homepage that you see in here, right? And in the other tab, I have the blog. There is one item that's shared between this page and the blog, except the footer though. This resume button right there, and the blog button right here, and the home button right there, they share a lot of things in common. So I think it would be a better practice for me to extract this button into its own component and its own module style. There's not really much benefit in doing this, really. It's just I want to keep the code as clean and as maintainable as possible, and keeping these components under the same under a centralized resource file is more maintainable, and it's easier to change later if you need to. So I may not do this at the end of I'm gonna give it a shot, and I might realize that it's not really worth doing this thing, but let's just start. Let's see how it goes. Okay, let's close everything, right? Except the blog post, because blog post is the one that we use. So blog post and blog post module.sas. Well, we need the blog post. Okay, and we also need the home page, home module.sas and home.jsx. There. Let's split this vertically. Let's put home.jsx in there and blogpost.jsx in there. Okay, so how do we use these things in the components? We use this in the hero area, right? Okay, not and this does have a SAS file. Okay, it's not in the home module. It's not in the home component. It's in the hero component. So we can close these two. So it's used in here, right? I hope so. Yes. So it's used in here as a link, and well, in here it's used as another link. But this type of link and that type of link is actually different. I could probably replace this with an unstyled link, and then it would just be fine, but there's no reason for me to do so. Okay, so this one, but if you're gonna extract them, well, it needs to be an unstyled link. They have to be the same component. It has to be a link or an unstyled link or whatever. It needs to be something, right? Okay, so we could create a component that wraps the unstyled link, and we can call that component a button, which could have a dependency on the unstyled link component. Let's see. All right, we have the class name box in here. We have the class name box and intro font in there. So this component that we are going to be creating, it needs to support additional class names. So this is Montserrat, and I'm not sure what we are using in the blog, but this looks equally good too. Which font is this? Can we see the font? Wait, no. We should be able to go to the computed section and see what the font is. Font family Roboto. Oh, okay, that's good too, I guess. Anyway, let's not get carried away. Okay, let's start by creating a component, and let's go through all of these changes, and if there's a problem, then we'll just give up on this task, or we'll see. Let's start by copying the smallest component that we have, which is the heading component. I'm not really sure why this is its own component. It's probably used in only one place, right? Anyway, let's call this should we call this, no, not border button, but just button is just too plain. We need a better name for this. Let's just call it custom button. Fine, whatever. And we're going to replace all of the instances of this with custom button now. Yeah, it's going to have a text and we're going to pass class names into it. True. Well, yeah, that's exactly what we were aiming for. Instead of being at h2, this thing is going to be a link. Oh, no. It's just going to be, actually, it's probably going to be an unstyled link, right? If that's going to be an unstyled link, it's probably going to have a reference and also a to. The reason why it has two link parameters is because unstyled link is actually a link. Wait. Have I removed that? I remember having something like a piece of code that differentiates between if an element has, okay, it's probably, okay. I got confused again. Let me go to the navbar and let me remember something. So here we have a navbar. Oh, this is what it is. Okay, so it works this way. All right, okay. We don't need this. Probably not, at least. I hope. Okay, let me just try with the two stuff, and if it doesn't work, then we'll figure out another way. This is just gonna be a link. Okay, let's import this one too. Yes. Let's clean it up. And it's complaining that 2 is not passed probably, and we're just gonna take care of that. That's easy. Okay, this is not there. Well, yeah, text is required. Or can it be, no, text is required. And instead of, and also 2 is required too. The link, that the link has to have. This is a string, and it is required, and we can replace that. Well, let me just delete the whole line, and I'm gonna put it in the next line, actually. Yeah, class name should be the last parameter, like, it looks better. Okay, let me swap the order for these ones, and let me put a comma in there. Okay, and class name, and in here we're gonna have something called, oh no, that's the only thing, right? Yeah, that's it. Okay, so we have, don't need that. Yeah, we're gonna have text sender. We're gonna pass a class name into it, and we're gonna have a link. Okay, cool. That's exactly what we wanted. So let's put BlogPost and BlogPost module.sass in here, and we're gonna create a Sass file for this guy. Style sheets, components. Yeah, let me just create a new file here. The file is gonna be called custom button.module.sass. Okay, add it to Git. Yeah, we're gonna copy the box. We're gonna copy this thing, and we're also gonna copy that one, and we're gonna compare and see what the differences are, and we're gonna pass the difference variable. Okay, so display inline block is the same, so we can get rid of that. Font size 20 is the same, we can get rid of that. Padding 10 pixels, 8 pixels, so that's quite different. You know what? I'm gonna do something else. Let's put these things, split them vertically, and let's see the differences between these two instead. And let's put the common things in here, just only the common things. Instead of saying box, we're gonna say custom button here. Displays inline block, that's in common, and font size is 20, that's in common too. Okay. Padding is not in common, so that's gonna be okay. We can get rid of these ones. Padding is not common. Border is not common, so border can stay too. Width One of them has a specific width and the other one doesn't have a specific width. Should I keep the width or should I... Okay, let's keep the width. Font weight is exactly this. Font weight is shared between them, so we can get rid of that. Text shadow. This one doesn't have it. Okay, text shadow is not in common. Line height is in common. We can put that here. Remove that from there. Border radius is not in common. Color is not in common. Transition, it's in common. So chuck that in here. Okay, get rid of that from there too. Media max width, background box color. Okay, that's not in common, so that can stay. Hover, border 2 pixels, border 2 pixels. The colors are different, so that has to stay. Text decoration, none, so that's in common. Let me just copy this whole thing and paste this in here. Let's get rid of these ones. Let's get rid of these ones, and then yeah, we can delete that and that. Okay, okay. Yeah, that looks all right. Okay, so these are the things in common, right? And the rest are like coming from other files. Text decoration, non-background transparent. Why do I need this anyway? All right, let's remove it and let's see what happens. Yeah. Oh, I know why. Or maybe not. Okay. Yeah. Oh, the hover background has to be transparent too. Ooh, I see. I see. Modify that here and also there. Right, that cleans it a lot. Let's call this custom button. Let's call this custom button 2. Alright, now we modify the JSX files. So instead of importing box, we're going to import custom button in both cases. Let's copy let's copy that. Okay, let's copy this and let's go back to here. Let's paste it in, and in here we call it custom button 2. Cool, that's exactly what we wanted. And now we're going to import this file inside custom button.jsx2. How do you do that? Let's just, easy way is to just copy this whole thing, paste it there, and style sheets, and under style sheets we have components, and then in here we have custom button.module.sas. We can delete that part and we are good to go. And we're going to replace these with custom button and $, these things, curly brackets, custom button is going to go there. Cool. Okay, good. Actually, I'm just going to rename it as, well, this should be custom button, but not sure if this should be button or not. Yeah, that's better. Let's make it button. Let's make this button 2, and inside in here, let's make custom button 2. Yeah. Okay. Button. Okay, it's complaining that it's not used. We're just going to replace box with button, and it's going to be fine. And we're going to do the same thing. So it's used in 2 places in here. We're going to do G. We can call it button. Okay. So this thing takes a 2. This thing takes a text. Well, instead of taking a text, should it take? No. Okay. So we're going to give it a text, and this text is going to be, wait, what was it in there? Shouldn't have deleted it super quickly. Okay, let's change these things to custom button first. and it's going to have a text. This text property is going to be blog navbar. Call back label, and this is going to be text blog navbar dot home label. Right, you can get rid of this and that and this one too. Just add a tag, add a closing tag there. Remove these ones, add a closing tag there too. Okay, it's all of a sudden much more cleaner. And if you're going to do the same for this file too, instead of making this a link, now we are going to replace this with a custom button, and this is going to be given inside two. I'm not sure if that's going to work because it used to be a link before. Now it is a React Router DOM. Oh, yeah, I've given it the wrong parameters, haven't I? Resume button text, and this is going to be a resume link. Okay, is the server running? Link is defined but not used. Which file is this? BlogPost.jsx. Let's clean it up. Is it still there? Yeah, we can get rid of that. Okay, show me. Okay, cool. There are no errors, which means we can try and browse the website. So that's the website. Let's refresh just in case. Yeah, it still looks good. If I click the resume, nothing happens because, oh wait, something happens. But I can't go back. Okay, it's dead. But if I click blog, so I'm just gonna check if these work. Yeah, that one works. That one works too. But now the problem is the resume button is not working because it's a React Router element now, which is not what it was supposed to do. And I think the proper way to do this is just to use the unstyled link component. And we're going to change this thing a little bit. So the logic that we have to decide if a link was going to be styled, or if it was going to be a React Router DOM link or just a normal link. The logic was in the navbar item component, right? It's in here. It could either be I remember doing something like this in somewhere else as well, but I'm not sure though. Like, okay, I remember doing something like this in my JSON files. One of the JSON files was, okay, the project is getting so big that I'm actually starting to forget some of the pieces. Let me go through them. I might just be remembering other things that I did outside of this stream. I don't do React outside my streams anyway, right? So I must be dreaming of something. Yeah, so I do just React for, I just do React as a hobby, basically. I've been, well, I wanted to make myself a personal website, and one of my friends was like, hey, I use React. And I was like, yeah, let me learn what that is. Now, take a look. Like, this project has gotten so big that I'm starting to forget bits and pieces of it. Okay, let's close these down. So what we were doing was, so this custom button thing is using a link, right? But we want it to use an unstyled link, and this unstyled link is going to decide between if the element is actually a normal link or a React Router DOM link. So I can do this. This is not required, and that's not going to be required anymore. And both of these could be null. If two, or I could do this. If there's a 2, then return then do that. Yeah, then exactly do that. And if it's not, then return something else. And then that. That should work, right? Oh, no. There's a better way. Okay, return. I can say return to question mark and this versus that. Can I put null in here for a sec? Yeah. Okay. Which means I can cut this, chuck it there, paste it there, clean this up. Oh no, let's remove these things first. Yeah, clean this up. And I'm gonna copy this. And instead of that, we're gonna put braces in here, brackets in there. And make this a regular link with a class name decoration instead of 2. I'm gonna have href. We're gonna replace this with href. Okay, 2 null href null. Okay, that will work. Yeah, that'll definitely work. And now inside my hero.jsx in the custom button, I'm going to change this 2 to an href, and it's going to solve the problem for both of our components now. So, whoa, okay, this has caused some problems. So this is a regular element, but what is its href? So its href is empty, which is not a good sign. What's the case for the blog? Oh, the blog just works fine. But does it send another request to? Probably not. Okay. So this one's broken, and I have prop2 is marked as required in link, but the value is undefined. Where is this? Custom button JSX line 8. So line 8, 2 is required, but not there. Oh yeah, this has to be an unstyled link. Let's clean this up. Let's get rid of this line. Yeah, and now everything should work. Whoops, this is not a link anymore, is it? Well, these things seem to be working just fine. It's just the homepage that's broken. Wait, what was the color? What was the highlighted color before? Was the text turning, all was turning yellow? Yellow is not really a nice color, is it? Okay. Okay, this needs to have some color. Okay, let me inspect this. What's in there? It is not even an href. That means this thing is not null. 2. What's 2? Okay, let's print this thing out, right? 2. Yeah, I'll go with that. That should compile anyway. Okay, let's inspect. Console. 2 is null. This is it. You know what? This might have been a bad idea. Bad idea. I should have just left the styling, or maybe I don't know. Why is this null though? 2 is not. Oh, wait, it's supposed to be null. Yeah. Okay, let's give this one a shot. What's gonna happen now? Nothing. If 2 is not null, then let's try that. All right. What if we do return in parentheses, just return, just put that in. Just put it in, comment these out. I just want to verify if this one works. It doesn't. It doesn't. I don't think it's an issue in here. Like, honestly, I don't think it's an issue in here. Let's check the custom button components. Yeah, the issue is here. That's the problem. I'm not passing this. Okay. And right before the class name, you're gonna have, let's check this in the next line. Okay. Href and 2 could be null, so 2 null, href null. Yeah, that will solve the problem. And now this has to be used somewhere, right? So href right, the amount of work that we had to do for this thing to work, I don't think it's worth it. The amount of complexity that we introduced for this one to work, it's not worth it. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna keep the homepage one separate from the ones in the blog. We're gonna use the ones for the blog, but I'm gonna remove the complexity that I've introduced to the unstyled link components. So this component is gonna return back to its original state. And here is gonna return back to its original state. What's the change? Okay, yeah. But so that should restore everything back in the hero area. So this is gonna work, and the one in here is still gonna work, except we've broken the isDark thing, and that means we have to pass it as an okay. There's a dark button here, isn't there? Yes, this is the one. This is the one. So you have to have something that looks like this. That's the dark version. Okay, and that will allow the custom button to support dark mode too. And now we have to pass this as a parameter in the blog post. Can we just do is dark and would it be okay? Can we just, because there is a shorthand notation, like shorthand way of, oh, that's not what I meant to do. Revert back. Can I just, okay. Oh no, well, yeah, can we just do that? Yeah, maybe. Okay, is dark. So instead of passing the, can I pass the Boolean variable just like this? Oh, that's so much less. That's not clean. And what just happened? I've broken everything again. Okay, is dark is not supposed to be given like that. Okay. No, fine. Okay, invalid type. Why did I classify this as a string? This is a boolean. Is dark is going to be false by default. Okay. Now let's import. Yep, that style is actually imported. What's the problem then? So a custom button, if it's dark, then insert the custom button dark style too, which brings all these different colors. Oh, okay. Oh no, this has to be passed by the consumer class, which is here. This doesn't need a state. Okay. These things don't need to be there. Cleaned up. Okay, that works. This works great, right? Okay, I'm happy with the results. Well, at least we've managed to clean it up a tiny bit, which is not ideal, I know, but considering that this button is only used in the blog post area, well, I don't know if it was worth it or not. At least we can modify the style from the same place now. Well, at least it's its own custom component, right? I don't know. Okay, this stream wasn't really worth it, actually. So I'm gonna cut it short. All right, bye.